The Part 2 data download is here, but when is everything dropping? How's it, everybody? Celtic Link here. We're back for another Dokkan battle video. In today's video, we have the data download for the upcoming Part 2 of this year's worldwide download celebration. Now, there isn't much here except what is to be dropping on the start of the Part 2 campaign, which is in just about 20 hours as of me recording this video. So let's go ahead and hop into the data download here. It's mostly just stages and EZAs. Nothing yet on the upcoming LRs or the banners just yet. So let's go ahead, let's hop on in, let's take a look. So up first, we have the new Int Future Trunks, his awakening. This is the one that awakens from the Super Warrior Memorial Trunks event. It awakens from this SSR card right here. So hopefully you farmed out your copies and you have him ready, because he's actually pretty decent for an un-EZA free-to-play unit. So I'm curious to see how they handle his EZA, right? But let's take a look at what he does. I did want to talk about him for a bit. He's Future Saga Category Key 3, HP Attack and Defense 50%. So we know that when he EZAs, that's going to bump up to 77%. On his passive, he's Key 2, Attack Defense 80%. He gets an additional 20% attack defense per attack perform, up to 80. He has a medium chance of performing a critical hit when Future Saga or Time Traveler enemies. He's also got attack and defense 40% when performing a super attack if you are with another Future Saga ally in the same turn. So it's a very basic kit, but it is the groundwork for something much, much better, right? He's basically like a mini AGL Trunks, and with this build, I could see him EZAing going up to 100, maybe even 120 if they really want to push it, but it will be interesting. He will have, more than likely, this will bump up to a high or possibly even a great chance when facing future or time traveler enemies, so that'll make him very, very useful for the red zone, provided you can protect him with proper defense raising items. He's also got that 40% with another Future Saga, so I'm imagining maybe they'll bump that up to like 50, maybe even 60. He doesn't appear to have any innate additionals, so at the time of me recording this, I'm going to recommend going additionals for his hidden potential, but once we see his EZA stats, we can get a clearer idea, because they may just add that in to his EZA, giving him some kind of additional. But more than likely, I think they'll go the crit route, which means you will want to supplement your hidden potential with additionals, based on what we see here. But either way, he's looking pretty good for a free-to-play unit. I think the calcs had him at like 300 post super, which is pretty fully built up, which is pretty good for a free-to-play unit, all things considered. Now, he does have an active skill, and this active skill can be activated when you have a Time Traveler's category enemy, or from the 5th turn from the start of battle. Now, what's really, really interesting about this is that this is a domain effect, meaning that, like in years prior, whenever Dokkan introduces a new effect, we get a free-to-play unit to compensate. So if you're somebody who ends up pulling, say, like the Tech Samas, you have this guy to test out the domain effect with, right? You think with 8th anniversary, we had the LR Babidi that introduced a free-to-play version of the standby skill. Last year, we had the free-to-play GOHAN, Trunks, and Goten to introduce the entrance animations, and so on. Roshi the year before with the revive skill. It just goes on and on. So really, really interesting. Seems like it's fairly easy to activate, especially if you're running him with other Trunkses around. Shouldn't be too difficult. Now, for right now, it's very, very basic. It simply just adds an extra attack and defense 10% to Future Saga Superclass enemies and allies. So this should be interesting, being that this is uneasy 8. I'm wondering how high they'll bump it up to, if they'll bump it up to 30 or just to 20. We know that active skills can typically increase in power when they are EZA'd. Just the only thing that can't change really is the condition. So it'll be interesting to see if this actually adjusts when he EZAs. His super attack effect is simply raising attack and defense for 1 turn, causing supreme damage to the enemy. They might go greatly raise or just keep it as is. We'll have to see. We do also have the awakening for this STR Super Saiyan Future Trunks. One of the oldest free-to-play units I have acquired, so very, very interesting that he's finally getting an awakening. But he becomes Entrusted Will, category 50%, so we know that'll bump up to 77%, and STR types 30%, which will bump up to 50. His passive is very basic. It's 100% attack and defense. He gets 50% when ki is 9 or more, and he also gets an additional 50% and gives all allies 20% for 7 turns. Defense. Now this, I'm wondering about this, because for 7 turns, does that mean it applies when he's not on rotation? I'm thinking it does, because it's saying from start of turn and it's from 7 turns. I'm thinking it works a la, LR Bulma, where it applies for the subsequent turns once he's come on and he's activated. So that could be very, very helpful, especially if his EZA bumps that up to like 30% defense or something. Like even just that little buff would be huge. I don't know if they will, given that it lasts for 7 turns, but we'll have to see. But it seems like he has the potential to be at least semi-decent. I'm not expecting much from him, especially since he's not getting any defense on his super attack. But this is what intrigues me the most about him, this 7-turn defense raise. So we'll have to see how that works out. So very, very interested. Up next in the data download, we have the event, a new growth event for link levels. There's 2 stages, right? Gowasu and Zamasu. Gowasu's beliefs and Zamasu's ideals. We don't know too much about them, other than that both stages give a 42% link level up. I'm not sure if there's any major differences other than aesthetics between the two. I think it's just like an extra chance to get that 40% chance to level up, which will be really, really nice. So we have the Stage 9 of the Dragon Ball Super story event, which will give us the medals to awaken that STR Trunks. We have a new Infinite Dragon Ball History, which is giving us the versus Trunks. We knew that was coming. We don't quite know what the effective categories are, but we'll know that here soon enough. Well, actually, we might. Let's hop over here to missions. Let's see if the missions should actually be up right now. So if we click over here, upcoming, Infinite Dragon Ball History. Here it is. Yes. Is this it? Stage 27? No, we are stage 20. Oh, no. Yeah, okay, this is it. These are the new missions, right? So you'll want to clear with a Trunks. Oh, no, it's not clear with Trunks. You want to defeat Trunks in all of the stages. So the categories you want to use, where is this? 27. Vegeta's family and time travelers, and 15 turns. Oh, that is ridiculously easy, basically. Run VT and run a couple Trunkses and you'll have this done in no time. Very, very easy. Okay, no problems at all there then. Alright, so let's go ahead. Let's move on down the road. We have the next stage versus Zamas for the Ultimate Red Zone Dismal Future. Now, this is very interesting. Thanks to Air Dokkan, we have an idea already of what this guy is going to do. So the first phase is versus an Int Zamas. Doesn't do anything much. Seems like it'll be a very basic phase, leading you into the second phase here, versus a Tech Rose Zama, Goku, Black, and Zama. So it doesn't look like it's a dual fight. Looks like it's a singular enemy, and they're raising attack for the turn, like previous fights in this Ultimate Red Zone, causing immense damage and sealing super attacks for the 1 turn. So this is interesting. This is scary. This is scary, especially if they hit first, sealing your super attack for the turn. I'm almost guaranteeing that they're going to be programmed to hit slot 1. So this will be really, Really interesting to see how this plays out. This is going to be a difficult fight, I can see already. But nonetheless, will be fun, and we will try to have that clear as soon as we can. Moving on, we have the next stages of the Divine Wrath and the Mortal Will stage. I think if we have the tab up over here, kind of seeing what these guys do. So the stage 5 is against the Vegeta and Goku. So far as we know, he is causing immense damage, lowering attack and defense for 1 turn, 280% multiplier. Okay, this is interesting. Alright, and then the next stage is the AGL Fusion Zamas, causing greatly lowering defense. Interesting. So it looks like the stages are ramping up all the way up to Vegito raising the attack for the turn. I'm guessing if he's only doing this and he has a lower multiplier than the rest, he's probably going to be launching multiple supers, I bet. That would be my guess. So very, very interesting with these upcoming stages. Excited. Looks like the difficulty is ramping up on them. I'm sure that there's going to be a final one with the Corrupted Fusion Zamas. That'll probably be the final stage, like Metal Cooler Core in the last one. Up next, we have the next stages for the upcoming story event. We have the burst mode, the upcoming themes that are purchasable as expected, the VT theme, the theme for their active skill as well as the map 6 theme. We do have the EZA confirmation for the Int Future Gohan and the Tech Trunks, some new scripted assets. And that's about it. It's quite a bit. Like I said, this is pretty much all the events that are going to be dropping on the beginning of part 2. Banners are still unknown yet. We don't know much, but we should be getting information here within the next day or so, at least giving us a hint to the characters. We won't know for the banners at least for probably another couple of days. But as far as when part 2 is starting and who to expect, as I said in the beginning, in about 20 hours for the new free-to-play, 19 exactly as we are recording this video, and about 21 to 22 hours away for the EZAs. So for me, the free-to-play cards are dropping tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Hawaii Standard Time, whereas the EZAs will be dropping 2 hours later at 10 p.m. Hawaii Standard Time. So anyways, guys, that is the video. If you like the video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And in the comments down below, let me know, what are you most excited for in the upcoming part 2 celebration? Obviously, we're all excited for the new units, whatever they may end up being, but is there any particular event that excites you the most here? I am really excited to see this new difficulty event, to see if the difficulty has ramped up to the red zone level as it did last year. It's just nice to have that bit of variety, you know, so I'm excited for that. But let me know what you're excited for in the comments down below. Otherwise, guys, as always, thanks for watching, and aloha.